Hey guys, welcome back to episode 26 of The Real Deal James Neal. Yesterday I gave you two episodes. Today I think it might be the same. I'm not 100% sure. I'm doing this relatively early in the morning, so I might be able to get another one out later. Before I really get into what I was going to talk about today, I just wanted to let you guys know that Robert Bertuzzo has been re-signed by the Pittsburgh Penguins, a 2-year deal, average annual of just over $500,000. And that means now that the Pens are officially over the cap. So a trade will be coming shortly. I'm sure Ray Shero is working on that at the moment. As I said previously, I think it's going to be Matt Niskanen, but you never know. He could pull one from left field. Usually Jokinen's been one spoken about, but we're not actually paying the full amount of his contract. The Carolina Hurricanes are still paying some of his contract for this year. So I'd be interested to see. Maybe someone different will get traded. Obviously, it's not going to be any of the big five guys and up forward. And then D, it's obviously not Rob Scuderi. It's not going to be Chris Tang. I guess they could move Paul Martin, but I highly doubt that'll happen, considering how well he played last year. I don't see it really being Brooks Orpik. So I think Matt Niskanen is the guy who will be moved eventually, so we can be cap compliant at the start of the year. So my main focus today is Pittsburgh Penguins related. It's about Marc-Andre Fleury. And he has agreed now to see a psychologist. I'm guessing to discuss the apparent mental issues it has when it comes to big games. It's something that Ray Shero has apparently spoken about before. And now Fleury has agreed that it is time that he went to see a psychologist. So I think this is a good move for Fleury. He obviously has a few issues, especially when it comes to the playoffs. He doesn't perform as he does in the regular season in the playoffs. But, this has been an ongoing issue now for a number of years. He had one good playoff performance, really, the year we won the Cup. But even then, his save percentage wasn't amazing. And his goals against average wasn't great. It was more that we had a better defence in front of him. As a Pens fan, watching the games this year, especially in the playoffs, and in particular in those first two games against the second game against the New York Islanders, it felt like every time they had a shot, they had a decent chance of scoring. I don't know whether it was the same with other Pens fans or not, but you don't get that feeling in the regular season with him. I don't know, he just changes. I don't know what happens. It's like a switch gets flipped in his head and he just can't deal with it. I don't understand. Obviously, someone with a psychology degree could probably tell you more than I could about it, but it just seems like the regular season ends and then Fleury goes into meltdown. And he lost his starting job last year in the playoffs to Thomas Boku, who did okay. Didn't play amazing, didn't play badly. He just did average, what a goalie, a normal, regular goalie could do. So there's no doubt Fleury's going to be number one going into next season. We haven't particularly got any prospect coming through. I know we drafted a goalie in the second round, Tristan Jarry. But we're not going to see him in the NHL for about 5 years probably. We've got Eric Hartzell. There's no one who's going to be challenging for a spot really. So unless Ray Shero fancies trade for a goalie, I guess Fleury is going to be the number one for at least 2 more years until his contract ends. But it's not a bad thing. He's a great guy. He must be a great guy to have around the locker room. And he's a big part of the team. He's been there for a very long time. Drafted first overall, that deep draft of 2003. And could you really imagine the Pens with anyone else in that as the #1 icon. Now there was talks about maybe going after some of the free agent goalies. The only one that I would have been interested in seeing would have been Ray Emery. I think because he would have been relatively cheap. You know, you possibly could have moved Thomas Berghuis and used Berghuis' salary to get Ray Emery. He was someone who I thought, worth a chance to back up. He had a ridiculous season last year with the Blackhawks. And it was deserving of a pay rise, really. We didn't get a particularly big one in Philly. So that's about all I want to talk about today, really, on Fleury. It's a bit sad, really, I think, that we're talking about a guy who has a Stanley Cup ring, who now is an assured #1, and it's really been a downhill spiral. You know, we saw the Tampa Bay series a couple of years ago. The series against the Flyers was ridiculous. Like, I've never seen a goalie like that. Well, to be fair, Bruce was pretty bad too, but Fleury was worse. So that will probably wrap it up today, guys. As you can see, we won the shootout there against the Carolina Hurricanes. Next episode is going to be a short one. It'll only be about a 4 or 5 minute with a few sims and also a bit of a stats roundup. So until the next video, guys, have a good one, and I shall see you next time.